Alrighty. Welcome back. Why am I so tired? Well, I bet that made a lot of noise. Alright, so here we are. Here we are. We're gonna do a little Maya modeling, similar to what we did today in our workshop. Let's see. Well, first thing we did was we searched. We searched for. So let's see, orthogonal humanoid character. No internet. Orthogonal character. There it is. Oh, that was not easy. Oh, so that's how people end up finding all these other images. Open image in new tab. It's kind of small. What about this one? Yeah, that's kind of good. Ooh, Iron Man. I'm going to use this one. Save image as orthographic. Ooh, that's the other word that might have worked. Orthographic. Okay. So I saved it onto the desktop. There. It's probably a better place to put it. Don't know why I can't bring Maya to the foreground. Oh, that's weird. That's actually really annoying. What's going on? What's wrong with my Maya? Oh. Just gonna quit out of Maya then. Let's run that again. Autodesk Maya. So I'm gonna click on that thingy so I get to the quad view. My outliner's over here. There's human IK over here, but I don't need that, so I'm gonna click on this thing all the way on the end. That's the channel box. Accidentally opened up tool settings. Okay, so here's Maya. And front view, slap the space bar, view, image plane, import image, go to the desktop, orthographic, and I clicked on it. I'm going to hit W to move it around because I want the feet, whoops, I want the feet to line up with the ground. Holding down Alt and middle mouse dragging to move it around. And I'm going to scroll wheel in a little. And I actually think unit-wise this kind of works. Although he's probably a giant. Let's see, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4 units. Alright, he's pretty tall. If every unit is a meter. Which reminds me, this time I'm going to try something new. Settings, preferences. Now units would be probably under settings, going to meter, and then save. Now, got my image plane for the front view. We're centered, I guess, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's go to, let's slap that. Let's go to side view, image plane, import image, desktop, blam, select it. It's already selected. There's our side view. Seems pretty good. Good enough. Okay. And let's go to perspective view. So if I hold down the spacebar, click left click on Maya, and then up to perspective view. So I'll select both of these if I can. Okay, it's not. Yeah, it's letting me. Set the alpha gain to like 0.5. Kind of like that. And here's another thing that I didn't really show to people, I don't think. If I go plus here, this is the channel box layer editor. So I just added a layer using this button. And if I select these again and right click on layer 1 and add selected objects, then I could turn off this layer and it turns off the things. But if I go to template and then I click that again and it goes to, it becomes a, I think, a render layer. That means that I can never select it, and that's awesome because I don't want to accidentally move it. So now that I'm ready for modeling, I'm gonna create a polygon cube, I suppose. This time I'm going to use a cylinder, and maybe I'll set this to 8 subdivisions. Whoops, 8 subdivisions. Whoops, not 208, just 8 please, thank you. Alright, so for some reason I'm starting with a cylinder. Maybe it's because I saw it in the tutorial earlier and it made sense. So I learned some new tools after class today. Here, let's bring this down to like here. And then right click, oh wait, before I do that, hold down W, left click up to symmetry. It's already symmetrical, and I'm going to switch it to world because I feel like working in world space. And then I'm going to go right click, go to vertex so that I could select my verts. Drag it up. And the reason it's got this kind of like gradient from yellow down to dark is because I think soft selection is turned on, which is if you hit the B key. So I'm going to toggle it off. But I'll explain it in a minute. I need more geometry first. So when you see me do this where I toggle it like that, I'm kind of trying to refresh my selection because sometimes it gets a little weird. I guess because Maya is kind of weird, I get into these strange habits. So this new tool that I learned about today is actually an old tool that I used to love. It used to just be the cut tool, and now it's the multi-cut tool, which is under, I think, mesh tools? Yeah, multi-cut. Except, I don't know what it's doing, so I'm going to middle mouse click out here. And while I'm holding down the shift key, yeah, shift key makes it snap nicely, so I want it to go straight across. So holding down shift, middle mouse, right across. So I'm just slicing it up. And I'll hit Q to reset the tool. And now I'm going to right click, go to vertex, and so the funny thing is I didn't really need to have symmetry turned on just yet. I guess I'm going to bring that up. Guess I'll wow, that's a giant arm. Maybe I should bring this whole thing down. Huh. Or maybe not. Okay. It's just a giant arm. It's crazy. The way it connects. So I guess I'm hitting W and I'm dragging it up, and I'm hitting R and I'm scaling it down. And I guess I'm trying to make the arm connection diagonal like this. Hitting W, dragging it up, hitting R, scaling it out. I'm going to hit 4 so I could see a little better. W, R, and maybe I'll go to 5 again. Go to the multi-cut tool, which is actually Shift Control X, and I held down Shift and did this last time. Hey, that still works, even though it's not in the same selection mode. Now go to the right view. That was me holding down the spacebar and clicking here, left clicking and dragging it around to whatever view I want. See? Perspective view. So holding down space, left click to the right. And now from this view, we'll do a similar thing. I'll go hit 4 to go to wireframe, and this is where it gets a little weird. I already set up my front view. Okay, something weird's going on. Hold on. Why when I'm not in slide. I don't want to slide. Why is it giving me the slide tool? I didn't mean for it to do that. What is slide? I don't want to slide. Undo that. What's causing it to slide? Oh my god. Why would it be sliding? Why is it sliding? What does that mean? My move slide. Edge slide on by default. Go to solution. Well, apparently I have to reset my preferences, which is in the Finder. What, this is a Mac? Oh. Windows. Rename the prefs folder to something like prefs old. Go to the C drive. Username. That would be me. I don't know, do I go to users? Yeah, users, username, I guess the shim must be me. My documents. How about just documents then? My, and this is version 2018. Prefs folder. Rename it to old. Restart my just one more time. Last time. Last time. Right click. Vertex. Select. W. Slide. It's fixed. What I was trying to say is that since I lined it up in the front view, I can't move these things up and down. they can only go left and right, which is to say forward and back. I hope that makes sense. Because just because in another tutorial that I saw, the guy was rotating these things kind of like this to sort of like conform it to the shape. Of the spine. Interesting. Very interesting. Why don't I bring this up a little? I see I broke my rule. I'm gonna undo that, bring it down, and kind of like rotate it this way. Oh, so what I'm doing here is I'm using the screen space, so I'm middle mouse dragging when I have the rotate tool. So I'm rotating in screen space, which in this case is from the side. I hope that makes sense. And whoop, I did it again. Me and my screen space. I love screen space. So I was just about to use the multi-cut tool using the hotkeys, but I didn't want it to do the thing that it did before, so I'm just going to drag that and then hit Q and select this, hit W and move that over, and hit R and kind of like scale it this way, and hit W. Oops, that's not W. Hit Z to undo that. Alright. And I don't know what's going on here. This shouldn't be here, maybe. I don't know. So that's a weird spot. But I kind of sort of have a torso. I'm gonna go to front view. That sort of works. Sort of works. Sort of works. And then in this other tutorial that I was looking at, hit 5 to go to shaded view. I'm kind of liking this starting with a cylinder thing. This other tutorial, it looked like they were creating cylinders. I don't know why my default cylinder has so many things. I'm going to make it 8. I'm going to hit R to scale it, and I'm going to control drag on this Y axis to make it scale the opposite direction of what I was dragging. Does that make sense? Because normally you would expect when I drag this for it to go smaller, like flatter, right? I'll undo that. But if I control drag it, it gets thinner. Interesting. Okay, switch to the front view using the hotbox, hit E to rotate. In screen space, I'm gonna, whoops, something went wrong there, so I'm gonna hit WER a bunch of times like that. Hit W. So it kinda seems like this might be the right length. And I think I'll just use the multi-cut tool under mesh multi-cut and do this a few times. I guess they're not really straight, but that's okay. I'm right clicking, I'm going to vertex, I'm hitting 4. Now I'm trying to select this row, but it's hard to select it with a square, but I got it. I'm going to hit E to rotate this thing around, kind of like this. Sort of how I saw it in this other tutorial that I'm kind of copying. I'm going to scale that up a little. For some reason my Facebook messages are popping up. Now here's a thing. If you double click on an edge, it selects the whole loop. Pretty neat. So I'm gonna hit R, no, I'm gonna hit E, and this time I'm gonna just drag this thing. And I'm hitting W, and I'm kind of dragging it. Maybe I'll scale it kind of like this. Rotate it. Maybe I'll go right click edge, double click on this edge. I can't seem to select it, so I'm going to hit Q to reset the tool. Double click that edge, hit E. Just kind of rotate it around. Kind of adjusting my view so I can see it better. Okay. And something weird's happening there. Okay. Anyway. Double click on this edge. Kinda move it around, I guess. Maybe double click this edge and move that. Maybe this is the elbow, so it should have 2 spans. Oops. Okay, when I said oops a second ago, it's because I was rotating like this by accident, which is like, it's like turning a trackball, and it's rotating my span around in all sorts of directions. So I'm going to hit Z to undo that. So sometimes you just want it to rotate in one axis like this, and then W, kind of adjust that. Oh, I wanted it near the elbow, like that. And that's nice, because then it could go narrow. If I scale that down, it can go narrow, and then big. Wait, hit Q so I can select a little better, and then hit W. And double click that. I guess I'll hit R to scale it a little. I feel like I should be scaling it a different way, but it's too late. So I'm going to go to multi-cut. Add another span there, feels good. Hit Q so I could double click on that, hit R so I could scale it down. Okay. I feel like there should be something else going on around here, so maybe get some multi-cut, kind of like that. Boom. Wait, I'm going to undo that. None of these feel right. Undo that. How about more sideways? Wait. So I'm just undoing it till I get it right. Okay, hit Q, double click that. Because I would like more muscle curvature there. No. I think I might be overdoing this. Okay, I just realized this is supposed to be a simple model. So I kind of want to fix this a little bit by rotating it a lot more like that. That way I can bring the shoulder up real high. Yeah. That seems to be okay. So hit 5. Okay, from the side it looks a little strange, maybe, I don't know. Well, it's getting hot in this little room. Losing my voice, it's getting hot. I'm kind of liking the general flow. So there's just some better ways to get your topology working early on. Starting with cylinders seems to be a good way to go. Might as well do one more for the legs. Polygon, cylinder, it's gonna have too much stuff. Go 8, subdivision axis. Hit R, control, drag this thingy. Let's go to front view. Move it kind of like that. Maybe scale it down a little. Maybe hit 4 so I could see through. Maybe one span, 2, 3, 4. Okay, why don't I just wait. Let's select this vertex. Let's bring it all the way down to the ground. You know, I could snap it to the bottom by holding down X and kind of like, yeah, you can snap it to the grid like this, holding down the X key and then let go. Might as well drag that up a little higher. Give me mesh tools, multi-cut, and let's see, how about there, how about there, there. That looks like a good spot. That looks like a good spot. You know, I don't think I should angle them. So I'll hold down shift while I do this, because I could add the angle later while I'm refining it. Just give the foot a thing, hit Q, so now I have a select tool. This looks like it could rotate a little this way. This you could scale down, kind of like that. Scale this one down too. Scale that down, but not as much. Maybe up a little. Bring this up here, scale it down. Maybe this is rotated a little. That's a little weird. I don't know if I should be rotating them in this axis. Well, I am. Scale all these down. I'm doing that thing where you drag it, control drag it. Just a little trick. I know all the tricks. I am losing my mind. Let's forget about the foot. Let's have a look. Hit 5. It's a funny looking foot. Let's see it from the side. Hit 4. And just maybe I'll do that thing where I just drag it sideways. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. Maybe I could scale that a little in this axis. Ankle. Drag that over. Maybe the front of the foot. Drag that out. Maybe pull some of these points forward. Oops. Could probably select more of that. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to just hit 5. Select it. Or something. Hide that image plane. Boom. Okay, the feet are kind of funny. so now I have, okay, I think I want that thing to be more rotated to fit that thing, kind of like this. Okay. Now, here's what we can do. First of all, I want to show shading wireframe on shaded. Now, how am I going to get this topology to line up? Well, it looks like, for starters, I'm going to select these faces. Ooh, maybe do that. And hit delete or backspace. Let's see if backspace works. Okay, so now there's a big hole at the top of that leg. And maybe I'll select these faces. Hit backspace, hit 5. And now there's a big hole. Here's what I'll do. I'll right click, go to vertex. I think this vertex can line up with that vertex. So I'm going to hit W and V, hold down V, and drag this to that point. Do the same here, hold down V, and it's snapping to the vertex. That's why it's a V, V for vertex. Except for this, I feel like wants to go there. So we drag it to there. So that means I want another edge here. I think we might as well snap this leg vertex up to there. I guess. Well, it doesn't feel right. I'm going to undo that. Oh, I bet there's a really good way to do this. I'm gonna use the object selection mode. I'm gonna do that insert edge loop thing here. Hit Q, snap this vertex to here, boom, and then do that thing. Now I'm holding down space to go to recent commands and split edge ring. This feels right. Oh, but it put it somewhere else, so undo that. It's selecting faces somewhere else on the other side. So I think it's because I didn't have the whole object selected. So do it again. Split edge ring. That's better. Hit Q. Right click, vertex. Hold down V. Oh, hold on. Hit W. Hold down V. Drag that over to there. So now we're having our topology kind of line up. Definitely feel like I'm missing something. Definitely something missing. What if I select this leg, go to object, select mode? What if I edit? Do I need to freeze the transforms? Well, I'm going to do it anyway. Apparently this is a mirror tool. Okay. Apparently there's a mirror tool. Oh, I really should have used symmetry. Alright. But I didn't. Oops. Oof, I really should use symmetry. Ugh. Alright. Let's go to front view. Give me faces. Select all these faces. Hit backspace. Select this thing. Hit that same mirror tool, which I didn't know about until Shai showed it to me today. something weird just happened there, so I'm gonna undo that. Oof. Okay. So here's the thing. I guess I can connect this to the leg there. So hit W, hold down the V, hold down V. Okay. Now I'm gonna select mirror, mirror, mirror. Where are you, mirror? Boom. Mirror tool does not like that. Undo. Probably because the legs are connected. Interesting. Interesting. Well, what if I get rid of this leg? Front view. Select these faces. I just hit backspace. And I bet I can move some of these leg verts over just a little bit because they're too close. So for starters, I think I'm gonna combine these. So mesh, combine, mesh tools, mesh, combine. There. Oops. Okay. And I really should do the same for the shoulder, the arm, but I'm impatient right now, so I'm just gonna try the mirror button. Hey, that kind of works. Let's hide the thingy, image, 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 image planes, boom. Okay, so this area here is wonky, so we're gonna have to fix it. Ugh, I don't know, I don't really want to have to deal with that, but I will. This time I'm gonna use symmetry. Huh. Probably just snap that to there. Huh. I don't know. Maybe snap this to there. Huh. Oh, this is... There definitely needs to be more geometry. But I'm gonna... Just gonna keep snapping them. Hey, if it fits... If the shoe fits. Oh, nice. There just happens to be enough? There just happens to be the perfect number? That's weird. Yeah, I don't like this stuff here, but the topology lines up nicely. That is incredible. Oh, that's amazing. I mean, this area here needs to be filled in, but... Okay, so this is something that has to happen. I need to delete these faces. And since it's mirrored, it should happen on both sides. And then on the arm, sort of same thing. So face 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Delete. And select that. Now I can't exactly mirror that, right? So I'm going to have to go to front view, delete that side again. Oops, give me faces, please. Ooh, it's mirroring. Stop symmetrizing. That's not really a word. Well, it didn't sound like a word. Delete that. Select these two things. I'm gonna use recent commands to find the combine thing. I'm gonna hit mirror. Mirror. Yeah, I forgot to add a head, but I could add it later. And now there is something that I haven't considered. Yeah, that the thing is combined, but it's not really connected. So I'm gonna have to select all of the vertices. I think I'm supposed to do this. And there's a merge tool somewhere. Edit mesh, merge. And that's probably all I needed, because it already merged them. So now, when you select the face and you drag it, it's connected. The arm and the torso are connected. I'm just kind of doing this, dragging, and then I'm hitting Z to undo it because I don't want it to be permanent. And I'm gonna go in here. I would turn on symmetry. I'm gonna go in here and like clean up some of these weird shapes. Like we don't want that to be sunken in, I guess. I suppose. Probably don't want that so far back. I don't know if this guy has hips, but I think it just looks better. Probably needs a bigger butt. That could probably come forward a little. And let's get our image planes back on. Okay, well, anyway, this was a severely error-prone tutorial. I'm gonna figure out how to edit it, I guess. And but I kind of like the topology. Definitely could use a lot more finessing, some fine-tuning. See, this is what happens. I just sort of subconsciously start moving points around. It is a subconscious thing for me nowadays. You just kind of see where, I don't know why that happens when it all lights up like that. Yeah, the back shape is really weird. Something's wrong there. I don't think that's natural. I think the back should be a little flatter. The shoulder blade should be out and the inner back should come in a bit. I think that's what humanoid anatomy looks like. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so that's already starting to feel a little bit better. Maybe bring these out just a tad. Shoulder blades. Okay. I don't know. You just sort of yeah, it could be a lot better, but and I feel like my normals are really weird. It's always about the normals. UVs. Mesh display. I like that. That sounds good. Set vertex normal. Oof. That feels really bad, so undo that. That's hitting Z. Mesh display. How about conform? Ooh, conform. Still don't like it. I don't like this line here. Does that make sense? I don't think so. Mesh display average. Yeah, I guess. It kind of softened them, so mesh display harden edge. Well, conform. Set to face. Oops. Set to face. Well, I mean, that kind of looks like the way it probably should look. Alright, that's okay for now. It's just another one of the things that's very tweaky. So let's hit 3, and it goes all subdivision surfaces, and it looks all actually kind of nice. Alright, back to 1. I don't know about these normals. Select it, mesh display, soften edge. There. Fine, whatever. I'm done. I mean, I think it's headless and handless, but I gotta go. I'm gonna save this. See you guys in class. Bye.